Punctuation, a key and dominant feature of the English language. Before I get to punctuation, I want to show you how when we skip our punctuation, we can make a lot of mistakes. For example, see this sentence. Let's eat kids. It looks like we have to eat kids. But when we put the comma here, let's eat kids. Come on kids, let's eat. Okay, so one little comma changes the entire sentence. You can see, let's eat grandma or let's eat grandma. Now, here we have the apostrophe here for specials. And the super guy over here is saying, can I have that chalk? Because he knows she is writing a wrong thing on that board over there. Because apostrophe is used for possessions and she is writing that on the board, which is. Now, we've invited the dogs, William and Harry. Okay, so we've invited the dogs, we've invited William and we've invited Harry. But when we skip, see how it sounds. We've invited the dogs, William and Harry. So it sounds like the dogs are actually William and Harry. Another one, slow. Slow children crossing. Now it's meant to read slow with an exclamation mark. Children crossing, another exclamation mark maybe. So now see how it reads. It doesn't read like slow children are crossing. It means slow down, children are crossing. Nice straw man. Okay, it feels like we are saying there is a nice straw man there. Or we can say nice straw man when you are talking to your friends. Nice straw man, nice cap man. Or I can say nice cap man. It sounds very wrong. Another one, I like cooking my family and my pets. So when there are no commas here, it sounds like the person likes cooking her family and her pets. So just one comma here. I like cooking my family and my pets. Shows you clearly that she has three likes: cooking, her family and her pets. So you see how commas and other punctuation marks are so very, very important. Punctuation marks are symbols which first of all do the work of organizing the structure of the English language, and secondly they indicate intonation and pauses to be observed when we are reading. Just exactly what I told you. I love my family, my pets and cooking. Okay, so that's how the pauses are to be read out here. I think we should take a break for a second. Okay, a break for a second is a comma. I think we should stop altogether. That is a full stop. I agree. Exclamation mark. What are you guys thinking about? Question mark. Some common punctuation marks are the full stop, question mark, the exclamation mark, comma, semicolon, colon, dash, hyphen, parenthesis, brackets, apostrophe, quotation marks, and finally the ellipses. Some punctuation marks that come at the end of sentences. The first one is the full stop. You are well aware of where the full stop is used. Okay. At the end of a sentence, for example, she stood up and went away, full stop. She was furious, full stop. Also used for abbreviations. For example, when we want to shorten company to CO dot or member of parliament, so you use a full stop. Okay. A full stop is used at the end of a sentence. It tells the reader, please stop. Okay, and then take a pause and move on ahead. The second punctuation marks that comes at the end of a sentence is a question mark. They are used at the end of direct questions like where do you live, are you crazy, did you do your homework, what is your name, etc. Also used at the end of tag questions like question tags, will you help me, won't you, he likes soccer, doesn't he. So there's where we use question marks. Okay, he is here, isn't he, rhetorical questions, who knew. So for all these questions, we use a question mark at the end of the sentence. The third one which is used, the third punctuation mark which is used at the end of a sentence is an exclamation mark used to indicate strong emotions. She's so beautiful. How interesting. What a lovely rainbow. Also used after interjections. Those are the sudden words that come out. Oh, wow, hi, okay, what a big globe it is. So these are where we use the exclamation mark. The comma, very common for you, okay, but we need to use these commas correctly. So first of all, the comma is used between items in a series or a list. Okay, the last two items do not require a comma between them. They are separated by and. For example, I like spaghetti, fish, pizza and couscous. So there are four items here. So the one that comes before and doesn't require a comma. We only put commas in the other part of the list. Spaghetti, comma, fish, comma, and the ones separated by and do not have a commas. Also used between adverbs and adjectives. For example, I'd like to have a big, this is an adjective, black, okay. So big and black, two adjectives used together, so we use the comma. It's also used before or after direct speech. For example, he said, and then you're using your direct speech. And I'm sorry, another comma here, she replied. Commas are also used before coordinating conjunctions for, and, nor, but, or, yet and so. He woke up late, put a comma here, so he had to drive back to work. I ran fast, comma, but I could not catch the train. We need commas because, see this one, see this sentence, pay attention here. I like cooking, dogs and kids. Now, this is a matter of debate. Some people use the comma before and, but we don't use the comma before and. So, I like cooking, you'll use your comma here, dogs and kids. This one is not to be put here. Next one is the semicolon. They are used instead of a full stop to separate independent sentences like two main clauses. They woke up early is one sentence. They went jogging is another sentence. So they woke up early, semicolon, then they went jogging. So it's another extension to the sentence where we use the semicolon. It's also used to separate items in a series, things, the number of things in a series, when those items contain punctuation such as comma. Look at this example. They visited the Eiffel Tower in Paris. So instead of putting, if I say Eiffel Tower, Paris, Big Ben, London and put all commas over there, you won't understand that Paris, the Eiffel Tower is in Paris. So Eiffel Tower, Paris, separate this from Big Ben, which is in London, separate this, and the Statue of Liberty in New York. Okay. So instead of putting in and all that, we just put a semicolon to show that it is being separated. Another punctuation mark, the colon, which is used to introduce a list. For example, he visited 3 cities last summer holiday: Madrid, Rome, and Athens. So you're making a list of 3 cities, and before that using the colon. Okay. Now we use this in our, when we write answers. The 3 types of seasons are, we put a colon and then we make a list: number 1, number 2, and number 3. So that is how a colon is used. It is also used to introduce an idea or an explanation. For example, he had one idea in mind. What was his idea? To see her as soon as possible. So now that idea, and to see her as soon as possible, to make a difference in that, or to explain that idea which he has, we use a colon in between. And it's also used to introduce direct speech or a quotation. So generally we write the secretary whispered in his ear, comma. You can also put a colon here depending on what type of sentence it is, and then inverted commas, your wife is on the phone. Differences between the colon and the semicolon. Now, where do we put the colon and the semicolon? I explained a little bit to you, but now we have the colon which joins two independent clauses of unequal weight. Okay, meaning they are main clauses, independent clauses, but one is a little bit less than the other. Whereas a semicolon joins two independent clauses of equal weight. Okay, just look at this example. I don't understand why everyone shops at that store. Big main independent clause. Okay, and then everything there is so expensive. Though it is a main clause, the main meaning over here, the main part of the sentence is, I don't understand why everybody shops at that store. Okay, now look at this one. Friends was my favorite TV show of the 90s. It is actually my favorite show of all times. So it has two independent clauses here, but both are equal. So there's a slight difference between this colon and the semicolon when we are joining independent clauses of unequal weight and equal weight. Also, the colon is represented by 2 dots, and this is represented by a dot and a comma. Okay. Now, colon can join two clauses when the second clause is a definition, explanation, or summary of the first clause. So the first one is the one with a lot of weight, main understanding. And the semicolon can join two related independent clauses. They can be two little different things of equal weight. Okay. Now, colon is used to introduce a quotation, whereas a semicolon is not used for that. And a colon is used to introduce a list, whereas a semicolon is not used to do that. Okay. The next punctuation mark, which is the apostrophe, used to indicate missing letters or letters in a contraction. When we join the words, like I am, we can contract it or make it smaller by using the apostrophe and losing some words in it. I'm, haven't, can't for cannot. Okay, so this is what an apostrophe is used for. And the second main use of apostrophe is to show possession, that I own something. Okay, my sister's book, my brother's friend is such a sweet girl. Okay, now an apostrophe comes after the S if the noun is plural. Now this has to be paid attention to. Now suppose I say the girls' dresses look nice. It is not the girls. Girl apostrophe S means one girl. But now here girls is already plural. The girls and their dresses. Okay. So when there is a plural ending with S, the apostrophe comes after the S. Okay. Quotation marks are a pair of punctuation marks. They come in a pair, used to mark the beginning or an end of a passage said by somebody, a quote. For example, don't go outside. Begin with the punctuation mark called quotation and end with that. Okay, she said, full stop. Yeah, Jim said, it's a lovely day. So here we have the comma, we have the quotation mark, we have the contraction with the apostrophe, and we have the full stop. Tim said, I knew it was going to be a good day when the ice cream man shouted, free cones for everyone. Okay, so this is how we use quotation marks. And finally, the ellipsis, three dots. What are the uses? When they are a replacement for omitted words. What good fortune, dot, 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 that the people do not think. Okay, so those dots there are meant for governments. What good fortune that they don't think. Then when we pause for effect, then it appeared. Pause, dot, dot, dot. Who appeared? A genie. So we pause for effect and use the three dots which are called ellipses. So when we write 5, 6, 7 dots, no, it is not an ellipsis. Okay, we have to restrict to three dots. It is also an unfinished thought. I know he deserved it, but, and you're thinking, let the other person think, you think your own thought. When we trail off into silence, we are now on our own, and we go into silence. Okay, so that is what an ellipsis is used for. Brackets and parentheses. They are symbols for containing words. We use it all the time, especially in maths. Okay, or we even use it in English when we want to put something in a group in the middle of a sentence. For example, when we are doing dialogue, or any writing, he, who is that he? Mr. Sharma, put in brackets, was the last person seen at the house. And parentheses are used to contain further thoughts or qualifying remarks. For example, John and Jane. I want to put another thought here about John and Jane, who were actually half brother and sister. Okay, so that added information in parenthesis. Both have red hair. Okay, so this is the use of brackets, and brackets can be the square brackets can be the other ones which you use in maths for sets, and parentheses are the curved brackets. Hyphen and the dash. Now, both of them are straight small little dashes. A hyphen is used to join two or more words into a compound word term, and it is not separated by any space. For example, see, a part-time, back-to-back, well-known, mother-in-law, okay, all these examples. And a dash is used to separate a group of words, not parts of words. Now, part-time, back-to-back are part of one big word, which is separated by a hyphen. But a dash separates a group of words. For example, I waited for an hour. Dash, Sam never showed up. So we're separating the sentence by using the dash. Punctuate the following. I like playing with my friends Sandy, Sunny and Samir. Okay, so this is how you will punctuate. We went through the Smoky Mountains near Shimla on our way to Leh. My favorite soap is Pears. My favorite toothpaste is Pepsodent. I go to St. Joseph's School. So you, after Saint, which is a contraction, you put a full stop there, an apostrophe. Come here immediately, said the mother to Riva. Quotation marks to be used here. Punctuate the following paragraph. One evening, her husband said to her, what's the matter? Look at this. You can't read it properly because it's not punctuated at all. Then you will punctuate like this. One evening, her husband said to her, what's the matter? You've been acting strange these last 3 days. She replied, I'm upset that I have no jewels, not a single stone to wear. I would rather not go to the party. You could wear flowers, he said. They are very fashionable at this time of the year. So when we have punctuation marks, we are able to tone or read, or read with all the pauses so that we sound meaningful and we sound better.